Hello everyone and welcome to Brother Earth Healing. Wow, I just kind of like rushed back from work and spent a little bit of time chilling in my car and then like immediately felt like I just wanted to get into this. Some really beautiful energy right now. Yeah, so welcome. This is going to be a video for fire signs and also just in general tapping into fire energy. Yeah, I'm feeling like a lot of heart space stuff coming up for us today, as well as just kind of reading into the month of September, a little bit of a forecast, and yeah, just checking in. A little bit of background for me. I'm an intuitive healer, and I have a background as a Buddhist monk with the Thich Nhat Hanh community, which is a Zen tradition. And yeah, I've been formally trained as a medium and in a variety of healing modalities as well, including energy work. Yeah, feel free to reach out if you're interested in working privately with me, if you resonate with me and with what I'm sharing here. It's a real joy to do this work with you guys. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram as well at Brother Earth Healing. Yeah, so we're just going to get started. I'm going to offer some energy and then we're going to just kind of get us into the space. And yes, feel free to just come back to your breathing and we'll say some prayers and then get started. So I'll invite you to come back to yourself in this moment, allowing yourself to just ride and glide on your breath. And coming back to ourselves, we'll take a second just to recognize and check in with what's going on in our mind, in our mental space, any thoughts that are arising. And without judgment, just noticing what's going on, we'll ask that our mental space and those thoughts just begin to settle, begin to clear up, allowing the breath to help facilitate that process. And we're going to check in as well with our heart space and what might be arising emotionally, whatever is alive right now in this moment for us. Just taking inventory, not judging, just allowing what is there to be there. And with that, we'll ask that whatever is alive in the heart space, whatever might be preoccupying us, just begin to settle, allowing for some clarity and openness. And let us begin with an intention just during this time together to remain open and to allow whatever teaching, whatever wants to come through to support us, to really be heard, being open to that. Good. I feel like there's a lot of fire for us today, so that's good enough. We can do our best to just stay grounded and open today. To open, thank you, your teachers and guides and ancestors of our blood and physical ancestry, as well as our spiritual ancestry. We want to take a moment to just recognize how lucky we are for our heritage, all of our heritage. Thank you for the blessing, all of the blessings, all of the love and support and guidance that has been there, has always been there, that is here now, and that we know will continue. Please help me support myself and those tuning in offering and channeling messages of healing and guidance from Source, from our guides, from our teachers. Yeah, so much love and gratitude. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, guys. Wow, this feels very different. The energy today is just, wow. And I feel like there's a buildup. I feel like what's happening is that there's been a buildup, and something is cracking wide open right now. It feels like a blessing. It feels like such a blessing. Yeah, I feel like the heart is so on fire, so just burning up. Yeah, the heart's really just a flame, passion, and yeah, wow, just very active. And at the same time, I feel like through whatever process you're going through, for me, I had a really beautiful experience of like, yeah, just this really remarkable reflection on my own path, and like really coming home to myself in such a big way, and feeling yeah, just a lot of peace come through. So while like our heart is feeling like, wow, like super charged and a lot of energy, really on fire, there's this peace, this really beautiful, deep internal peace that's just this, yeah, beautiful quilt, this beautiful blanket of, yeah, like kind of protection, almost like protecting our, you know, our spiritual endeavor, like our spiritual life, in a way where it's like, it's very inviting to like come back into that space, to not lose ourselves in the material world. It's funny because in all of these readings that I've been doing this week, has been a very central theme of, you know, stopping ourselves from looking outside in the world for our fulfillment and our happiness, and really entering a space where we're much more able to recognize that it's from within that we cultivate that peace and that joy, you know, as well. These qualities that, you know, help us to understand, you know, that everything is working for us, that, you know, we're not victims, that we're, yeah, also just seeing our true nature of, you know, yeah, like kind of exiting the space of the mind a little bit, enough to really, yeah, allow this sort of, you know, coming back, this dwelling in that peace, deep, deep peace. And just a very strong sense that, like, yeah, what's going on right now for so many of us is just this leveling up and this really, like, stepping into ourselves, okay? I'm having some cards come out. I don't know how much I'm resonating with them, frankly. But let me, I think what I need to do is actually channel for you guys a little bit. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like a decision's been made. I was seeing like feet, so maybe a decision to move physically, like to move out of where you live now, or out of the area or something like that. Overseas occurs, actually. He's like, yeah. Or maybe some feel that maybe they want to do that or want to explore. I'm getting a very exploratory energy, actually, as well, like almost like a Fool energy. Strength is here as well. Yeah, and I'm certainly feeling like there's a certain amount of like strength coming in to help you to make a move or a change that really will be beneficial to you. And that might feel kind of scary because it might be like something big, right? Or something that's really, yeah, jolting. And what I feel is that, yeah, this strength coming in for you is more, yeah, is very much just like in support, and offering you a chance to really see, wow, like this direction, even though it might feel like, pretty jolting for my life and maybe a little scary, really does feel good. And then with this strength coming in, this encouragement, this support, which I feel like will be clearer to you, or will make itself clearer, something like really obvious that's saying, that comes up, or that an opportunity or something where it's like, oh wow, it's exactly, this feels very, very aligned with what I've been feeling. So yeah, just really go for it. And Six of Pentacles is also coming up. What I'm feeling from this strongly is this real like sense of not only the universe offering you opportunity, and life offering you an opportunity to really fulfill, to go forward, yeah, and make those steps, really make those steps. Feels like a big step, on your path for sure. It feels abundant, it feels safe, yeah, it feels good. All around, it feels like the only thing that's in the way is the mind, the mental stuff, which is the fear, the, trying to rationalize, trying to make sure that you're going to be, yeah, safe, and, everything's going to be cool. I really feel like that's all there. There's nothing to worry about too much. It's very guided. And I also feel that there's a huge element of this that's like, wow, man, like allow yourself to receive, like allow that, like, don't you see what the universe is doing, and what the universe, the position, the position that you've been offered, or the conditions that you've been offered. Look at this, like look at what's been given to you, what's being given to you, very precious, and also, yeah, this huge invitation to like do the work you need to do, so that maybe some of that anxiety or fear based mentalities and thoughts, you can see them clearly for what they are, in a way where it really encourages your not only self-worth and self-esteem, but yeah, like in a way it's like, yeah, like some sense of like, oh wow, maybe like some deep subconscious feeling of, oh, maybe I'm not worthy to receive this yet, or something like that. Oh, maybe I have to do something more, or I have to be better, or I have to be in a better position to really receive this, these kind of very deep and subconscious sort of ideas that we have, like, oh, I'm not there yet, I can't do this or receive this, or, I haven't earned it. That's a big one. I haven't earned that. If the universe is putting things in your lap, and presenting you with opportunities and things that feel good, but might be, again, a little bit scary, whatever. Yeah, that's a very clear sign that you're, that this, and it has nothing to do with deserving or whether you've earned it or not. These are very much constructs of the mind, that really don't have any place, frankly, anywhere. And because, yeah, I mean, it's like, it's so, unless you're very, very, very clear, and, can clearly see, the whole situation, which I think is frankly pretty impossible in these forms, yeah, we have no idea what we're truly deserving of, or, but anyway, beyond that, just very much the message of like, yeah, where do you need to be, and what do you need to do? What do you need to cut out? Page of Swords has been coming out a lot as this very beautiful and gentle, executioner is the word that's coming up. Executioner, executing and slashing away at, yeah, these things that are just not helpful. Really, very much in the mind. Very much in the mind. And this is a huge thing for everybody too, is like, we're so in our head, we're just so grasped, so we so tightly grasp onto these things, and believe them so easily, ideas of ourselves and how things are and the situations that we are in, grasping so tightly onto our idea of what it is without giving ourselves an opportunity to relax and have a newer, more open perspective and look at things a different way. Be open to the fact that we might not have all the information, we might not be seeing a situation in its entirety, for what it's worth, truly, right? Very much stuck in our own experience. So cutting away at these sort of things that keep us in that place, we learn to be more open and more able to receive and feel like, yeah, I can receive this. I do. This is the next step for me. I feel it, and learning to trust that, intuition for sure. Beautiful. So I have 2 major arcana come out right now. It's taking us in a very different direction here. I feel like that there are many of us that really do hold a lot of wisdom and that are looking at the current situation in the world in a way where it's like, okay, I do, there are many aspects of what's going on that I do understand for their spiritual significance and for the growth that's occurring, because we're experiencing it, especially those of us that are really tuned in. We can really much more easily correlate what's going on with, inside and personally, and understand that it's very connected, and it's all just part of the whole, of what's going on outside in the world, And in a very interesting way, too, to think about, not only is our internal world a reflection of the external world, but our external world, generally, we just think of like here on Earth, this tiny, tiny little speck, in this magnificent and just huge beyond belief universe, and I'm feeling like for many it's important that we begin to have that recognition more strongly, because while we need to, and it's important to hold life sacred, right, and have a reverence for life and an appreciation for our earth and for everyone here, for the natural world and for people, right, and keep our compassion and our hearts open and alive, while at the same time I think it's important, particularly for those of us who are more sensitive, who are maybe having a hard time, right? This fire in the heart could also have a lot to do with, it could be for some experienced, or at times experienced as deep pain and sorrow for what we see and what we experience here. And having this view come in, this perspective, again, really strongly, what's coming in is like this very new, different perspective that's allowing us to step into freedom and step into a place of peace with what is happening a little bit more. Actually, in a huge way. A lot more. Completely different. Is this aspect of seeing what's going on, again, in perspective, right? This is a reflection also of the universe and what the universe is doing and what's going on, in places and spaces and even dimensions that we, have no idea of, And at the same time, frankly, who are we to try to rationalize or try to, there's only so much that we can understand. We are not here to be these, inter-reality, or these intergalactic philosophers, right? We are here the message is very clear and strong that we are here to learn some big lessons about love and about how to be in a space and how to love and keep an open heart and evolve even in times and places like this earth right now on this earth, right? So much peace is coming through right now. So much peace. It's like truly, it's like having an opportunity for us to really feel and experience, be clear enough to feel and experience, wow, everything really is okay. As much as all of this is so crazy, and as much as we see, all of this suffering, as much of that suffering as there is, the human mind and this very intense experience that most of us and all of us, I would say, are having here on this earth, it's very difficult to truly understand the scope and of what's going on in a broader sense, and the reality of the situation as being, all of this experience, everything that's happening is for a very great, very high and very beautiful growth, leading to something very, very beautiful. Something I'm also feeling called to say is what's coming through is very new and very unexperienced. There's this whole new thing opening up, possibly a different dimension of being or whatever, which I know a lot of people are very, tuned into this idea of this different dimensions of consciousness, experiencing different consciousness in different dimensions, and we're kind of ascending up that ladder. I keep myself open with things like that. I'm definitely open to whatever structure seems to be accepted in our spiritual communities, in our as to what is going on. But again, I feel like getting caught in that, I feel like the reason why that's coming out right now is because even getting caught up in that is not the point. Again, I'm getting the message very strongly that it is not our job, and we are not in a good position, especially in this time on Earth, to be these interdimensional philosophers, and trying to understand this and that. The message that's coming through right now is what we need to do, and the path that will lead us to where we need to be consciously, right, and here on the physical earth, right, if that is a possibility, is dwelling in those places in our self, in our mind, and in our heart that are crystal clear, crystal clear. For instance, when we feel when we have a very strong reaction to something in a positive way, for instance, like resonating with a certain spiritual teacher, or a certain like resonating strongly with like Jesus or Muhammad, or like a a high teacher, or even another teacher, whatever is coming through in that way, to really investigate why that is, and as well as things sticking with causes that are very clear to us to be for instance, all of us want to, besides those that are very sick or ill mentally or whatever, obviously want all of our children to be safe, and things like this, and would want to do whatever we can to stop rape and things like this, and war, and so the advice here is to really go deeper into not necessarily trying to like save the world and to solve all of these issues necessarily, but to go deeper when we're very clear on something, right? When it's very crystal clear, in a way that helps us to going deep into that meaning, like allowing our understanding to go deeper of those things and causes of those things, and in a way that allows our compassion to grow. And naturally, through that process, our actions will reflect some kind of solution, which in many ways is very simple solutions that if we all contributed to would create a very different world, right? Having that compassion alive from recognizing that we don't want these things to exist anymore in a very clear way, with that compassion arising, it softens us. It encourages us and propels us just from almost this magnetic force to tap into our peace and our calm and our kindness and our love for each other as human beings, as fellow, experiencers, as, and yeah, it really helps us tap into that, right? The suffering helps us tap into that kindness in us. And the more that we can dwell in that, and the deeper we dwell in that space of compassion, in understanding these things that are crystal clear to us, our actions, right? What comes out, what embodies itself from that place, from that energetic place, and cultivating that and dwelling deeply in that, is actions, right? Actions and thoughts, completely transforming, actions and thoughts, going deeper into, or more fully embodying, loving actions, being kind to others and open to hearing others, right? Yeah, well, I'm just channeling now, which is funny because during the last week or month, I had been feeling a lot less called to do work with cards, although it's nice. But sometimes it's just so much more clear when I just channel. And I'm not in body channeling right now. Like, I do not have a teacher speaking through me right now. I'm I guess, light channeling. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the cards now because I felt like I don't know even how long I was just sharing. I feel that for many of us, we really do have this strong desire from this fire to act in a strong way. Okay? And what I feel, Wheel of Fortune here, is that through, is that in dwelling in this place that we're talking about, that is, like the universe is really just putting us in these beautiful spaces to access that place, beautiful positions in our life, opportunities to tap into that space within us. And the more deeply we can go into, invest, and just deepen that place and dwell in there deeply, the actions will arise. Their actions will arise. And even if the actions seem not as grandiose as maybe you had desired or hoped or you envision, let go of that idea of what you think is going to make a powerful impact. Because things that are very simple can make very powerful impacts, more than you know or you can know, or more than you maybe can be aware of or will be aware of, okay? The point is not to act from a place in the mind. The point is not to act and think things through right now. Our work, our most important and powerful work right now, from which our actions will reflect, is to come back and to cultivate and dwell deeply in that compassion, in that love, and just the craving for unity, and just that craving for peace, really true peace and freedom, right? Freedom from being caught in the mind and all of these emotions being so tugged and pulled. Really allowing that's coming out so strongly too. Really allowing, okay? Again, strength came out in this deck as well. I feel like more so that strength is coming to you this month in September. You may already be feeling it. I certainly feel it. Okay? Again, two of Wands coming out. Same message. There are, you might be feeling pulled in different directions, right? Or, just kind of unsure. But, it's very much about feeling your way through it. Okay. I'm going to pull some fresh cards really quick. And might make this video a little bit shorter because that was very powerful what came out, and I would really like to have us sit with that, with what came out already. As opposed to spitting out more stuff that is not exactly the most important right now. Is there anything that wants to come out that hasn't come out, or that wants to be clarified? That would be helpful. I feel like whether you know it or not, okay? I feel that whether you know it or not, this deep Ace of Cups, what this is saying, with what's coming out and what's through this card right now, is this golden, right? This golden cup, this golden, precious energy, light within us, in our heart. You know, this beautiful. And lotus, look at lotus, lotus. This beautiful flower, this eternal peace, eternal awakened state that already exists, that already we are experiencing in some way. We cannot help but experience, as much as we are pulled by the mind and by the emotions, and being caught in our identification so strongly with the ego self, this imagined the existence that we are imagining. Okay, this is very much the message, that this is an awakening, that this is a very, very strong awakening experience, that what is going on here in this time on this earth, and we need to really trust and believe that. And when we don't feel that way, when there's moments when we're so caught up in what's going on, so caught up, in a false understanding of what's going on, right? Those are the moments where there's an invitation to say, oh, okay, I don't feel what's going on because I'm caught up, right? What can I do to help me? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to sit and quiet myself? Do I need to do something active to help, release some of that energy. Yeah, discovering and exploring how we can access and dwell and really, dwell there, leaving everything else behind that's keeping us. Four of Wands coming out. I feel like there's a lot of helpers, a lot of guides present for us here in this time right now. It's so necessary because there's so much suffering. Yeah. Just this real sense, like a lot of these guides offering us energy and support so that we can understand that, everything is all right, that there is a broader scope than what we are seeing, and in some ways that scope is so broad for this experience as human beings that we are unable to fully see the scope, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't see it enough to really begin to enter that space of tranquility and peace and clarity, right, to a much deeper degree than what we're experiencing right now. I'm going to leave it there. Here's one of the oracle cards that came out. Shaman, trust in higher forces. Hope you can see that okay. Yeah, it's just really just so much blessing and support. So much blessing and support. There's so much of what's going on that's just begging us to just trust, really to trust, and to open ourselves to seeing that, right? To seeing the truth, right? In as broad of a way as we can right now. And Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Yeah, and I think seeking that wisdom, seeking wisdom, and seeking that information that is going to help us heal and grow and move past and let go. It's really about letting go right now, for sure. Letting go and stepping into trust. I'm going to end it right there. I'm interested to see how long the video was because I was just straight up channeling for you guys for a little bit. This was, really beautiful today. And this is going to be, this is the last video for our, forecast for September. If you resonate with this, I definitely recommend checking out those other videos for all the other elemental sign groups, or, air, earth, and water as well. They all had a lot of really beautiful messages and stuff coming through. Feel free to check those out. And yeah, if you'd like to support me, feel free to like the video if you got something, if this was beneficial for you, and share it around too, if you felt like this might help to support others around you. And and subscribe to the channel also if you could. That would also really, really help me out. And again, I'm available to work with folks privately, which I absolutely love doing. And I have a sliding scale for all of my services to make sure that that's accessible for everybody. I do a lot of work more recently with connecting people with their with their guides and high teachers and ancestry kind of work as well. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Also just to say hi. That's always really nice. And I will leave you there. I hope you have a really beautiful month. I'll come back with you guys at the end of the month for a review. And we'll be posting some channeling stuff this weekend as well, probably either tomorrow or Sunday. But with that, thank you again so much, and many, many blessings to you.